Hello, I'm Sarah, and I thought I would have a wee chat about getting your children to eat vegetables. This will be a video of two parts. There's two different categories. One that I will look at is hiding vegetables and things. If you really can't get them to eat stuff, what's a few ideas for just outright hiding them? And what I will talk about later is getting your kids to willingly eat the vegetables, which is a bit of a harder mission. So hopefully this will be of some help. All children are different things work for different kids. I'll go through hiding veggies because that is probably your first port of call. If your kids aren't eating veggies, you just want them to be eating healthy. And so for that, the big thing, sauce is your best friend. Especially like tomatoey based sauce. Like you buy jars of Dolmio to use in spaghetti bolognese. Make a sauce like that yourself. If you're making a pizza, put in some canned tomatoes, as well as that for the base of this pizza, which of course you're going to pile like spicy sausages and cheese on or something, so it comes across as not that healthy. In that sauce you can put onion, you can put capsicum, really well cooked carrot actually goes really well in any tomato based sauce. Bit of garlic and salt and pepper for flavour. You can even get away with putting some green stuff in there if you want, some broccoli or spinach or silver beet, and whiz it, pulverise it within an inch of its life. And they won't know how much veggie is actually in there. And you can use that, spread it really thick over a pizza base, pour it over your pasta, mix it up, put some cheese on top. They're just having a yummy dish of pasta. Use it as a sauce for like spaghetti bolognese or something like that, or any kind of savoury mince. Put that sauce in with it. Of course you can grate things into savoury mince, chop anything up really small and mix it all in. But as I say, if they're that fussy that they do start picking out, I have heard of kids picking out little bits of onion and things like that, pulverise it. Make a sauce and pulverise it so it is nice and smooth and it just looks like sauce. If you're like me and you make your own pasta, I actually got some flour and I cooked up these veggies, pulverised them. When they'd cooled down completely, that's the key, they have to cool down completely. They can't be a little bit warm, otherwise the texture of the pasta will just be really gluggy and gross. Mix them in with the flour, and then you'll probably need to mix in a little bit more of either water or use a bit of whey or put an egg in there, something to give it a little bit more liquid. And while it's still in a raw pasta form, it'll look like there's little flecks of veggies. You'll be able to see them. But once you've cooked the pasta, you have to really look to notice. So that's another little trick. You could try doing that with something like the pizza base too. But yeah, it's amazing what you can get away with replacing liquid with pureed vegetables. Burger patties, kids love burgers. Of course, dice your onion in there, grate your carrot in there, grate up a courgette, put that in there. Even the tops, the green tops of the carrot, you can use them like a herb. You can use it like in place of parsley or something like that. So yeah, put a whole heap of stuff in the burger patties. Kids don't question burgers. If you're doing some baking, try and incorporate any kind of veg into your baking. You know, make a zucchini loaf or zucchini muffins. I've got a recipe for some carrot and oat bickies that have got grated carrot in, and my kids absolutely love those. Make them a bit unhealthy, deep fry some cauliflower florets. Make some sweet corn fritters, or even kumara or sweet potato fritters. Meatloaf, of course, again, blitz things into the meatloaf so that they're not chunky, they can't easily be picked out. As long as it's got a really yummy flavour, they'll be into it. Make some hummus, just have it like a dip. Kids generally love macaroni cheese. I've got one fuss pot that doesn't, but dice up some cauliflower and put it in with your macaroni cheese, and it actually goes beautifully because of course cauliflower cheese is really nice, so you know, macaroni cheese with a bit of diced up cauliflower in it is actually really nice. Have some really yummy coloured, like if you've got some berries or something, of course you can sneak a bit of vegetables into your smoothies. You got to be careful though, you got to make sure the flavours are kind of going to go. I find celery in a smoothie isn't that nice, but some people like it. You could get away with carrot juice or whatever. So in liquid form it's not quite as great, but at least it's getting it in there. Now of course the end game in all of this is you want your kids to willingly be eating their veggies. That's a tough call, but it is doable. Now they're not, of course you can go through the health benefits with them and they'll make all the right noises. Yes, it's healthy. Yes, you know, we want to grow up, live a healthy life, rada rada. At the end of the day, that's not going to make them want to eat vegetables because kids live in the here and now. They're not too worried about the future. Make something that requires a lot of salady stuff, like, you know, I do the DIY Subway rolls, like a Subway substitute or a burger, or the kind of thing that you would normally put like meat and maybe cheese and a heap of salady stuff in. A wrap. Wraps are really good for this. Supply them with the wrap, the burger, the bread roll, whatever it is. Supply them with the meat and the cheese on their plate so they can put that in, and put out a big spread of salady stuff in the middle of the dinner table. And then make it like a challenge. Who's gonna have the biggest dinner? Who's gonna make theirs the biggest? And they will take upon it as a challenge. They will want their bread roll to be bigger than their siblings' bread roll. You know, the more stuff they can put in it, the better. And the more variety of salady stuff you put out on the table, the more likely they might be to try some of it. As again, I'm not saying this is going to work with all kids, but it will work with some kids. Lettuce, tomato, beetroot, cucumber, pickles, capsicum, bean sprouts, whatever you can think of that you think they would potentially be into, or even stuff you think they might not be. Put it out on the table, make it look like a big attractive spread, and then right, who's going to make the biggest, and join in with them. That's the biggie, because you know they have to see you doing it too. So join in with them and they'll be into it. They will want a burger that big, and fingers crossed they'll also eat it. So hello. Another really big thing is get them involved with actually making the meals, either helping you make them, or even getting them to choose a dinner and make sure that they willingly choose at least one vegetable to go in that dinner, and get them to make it either with you or with instruction. I did the challenge a couple of times with my kids, gave them $10 each to plan a dinner for the 5 of us, and then they looked up the prices of all the ingredients. I just went onto the Pack and Save website and got them to price it up. Go shopping, get your ingredients, make your dinner. My kids got a huge kick out of that. They've also got to pick the veggies, of course, which will go in there too. And that's a way to get them involved. And if they make it, they're more likely to eat it. So that is one trick, even if you just find one vegetable that they might like eating. Or if they don't like it even, get some recommendations for next time. What do you think we could do next time? What do you think we could do better? How could we make this a bit tastier? What do you think we could add to it? And it might make them want to try it again. So getting your kids involved is quite a biggie. While they're doing the whole making your own dinner and costing your own dinner thing, get them to also look at the price of what a takeaway would be versus what it would cost to make it yourself. And then get them to think about, right, if we took the money from getting McDonald's or Burger King or whatever and instead made our own burgers, what could we do with the money we save? Can we buy a tub of ice cream as well? That's of course not healthy. But you see where I'm going. Now another thing is dips. I've already mentioned hummus. Of course, hummus is brilliant because it's so healthy and it is so easy to make. Serve your dips with some chopped veggies. I mean, even if it's an unhealthy dip, even if it's just some good old Pam's mayonnaise or something, put it out with some carrot sticks, some celery sticks, some cucumber sticks, even some raw cauliflower or broccoli. I mean, hey, even raw cabbage, you never know. Something that it was not actually my plan, but I caught my kids doing. I'd made some labneh cheese, put it out on the table with some chopped up veggies and stuff to have alongside their lunch. And they've actually started making animals out of these. They'd started constructing little houses and stuff. They were using the labneh as like glue, and they were making little houses out of celery sticks and carrot sticks, and using some cucumber bits as roofs. And they were like constructing and using the labneh like mortar. And I said to them, I got no problem with you doing that, but you got to eat whatever goes on your plate. And they didn't have a problem with it. You know, they got some little broccoli florets and used them as trees on their plate, pasted them down with the labneh. They had a lot of fun doing that, and they ate so much veggie. So, I mean, you say don't play with your food, but sometimes that can be a good thing. It can take the pressure off, it can lighten the mood, and quite often if kids don't feel as though you're staring at them, breathing down their neck, saying you better eat this or else, you know, they're a lot more likely to eat it if they're feeling happy and relaxed. Now another wee game you could try playing is a blind taste test. If you want to get them to at least just try something, and get them to play this with each other, blindfold on, and what's it gonna be? Either get them to pick something up and see if, you know, score points for each thing you get right or whatever. But sometimes it might just get them to taste something that they thought they were going to hate, but they might not end up hating it. Get a variety of stuff out there. Or if you don't want them feeling it beforehand, get them to feed it to each other. You could even make it extra fun and get the person feeding the person who's trying to guess it. They could be blindfolded as well. It could end up mess all over the place. But if it gets them trying different veggies, you know, who really cares? Make veggie chips as well. If you're like peeling a pumpkin or peeling a kumara or a sweet potato or even like carrot peel, anything like that, toss them up in some oil, put a bit of salt on, put them under the grill, and you can make veggie chips, and they are really, really yummy. I am really, really big on getting kids to eat healthy because I just think it is so important for their future health, for their immune system, for, you know, their development. It is a big thing, getting kids to make sure they get all the right nutrients in a day. You know, of course there's protein, carbs, that's all important too, but I know veggies seem to be the really, really big sticking point with a lot of people. As always, please leave me a comment down below, hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the little jingly bell, and we will catch you next time. Bye.